Welcome back to Kenosha Community Media, and we have a great guest for us today, and that's the Executive Director of the Kenosha History Center, Mr. Chris Allen. Chris, thank you so much for talking with us today. To start us off, well, maybe those who haven't know about the History Center, what is it?
So the History Center is actually run by the Kenosha County Historical Society, and the Kenosha History Center is located on Simmons Island in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And we also run the Southport Light Station Museum. So it's really a campus of two museums, and really our mission is to preserve the past so that we can educate the future. The topics that we cover are all Kenosha history related.
Which was very interesting because I know on the social media sites you've been posting some great, interesting articles about Kenosha history. And because we are in this pandemic, back in 1918 when there was a pandemic, did that affect Kenosha at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As it affected the rest of the world. So what we've been doing during this pandemic time, since the museum is closed to the public, what we've been doing is moving a lot of our content onto our social media pages, and really just continuing our mission of educating about Kenosha history. So in 1918, the city did decide to do a quarantine of sorts at that point. Um, like I said, the pandemic at that point really affected all communities, and Kenosha wasn't spared, unfortunately.
With the History Center is that there's history going on now as far as our pandemic, and people probably 20, 30 years from now will come to the History Center to learn about our pandemic that we've been going through.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right, Jason. We are living in historical times. There's no doubt about it. People are going to look back at this time, and they're going to want to learn from it. They're going to want to see how people lived. What are people doing right now? So what we've asked people to do in our community is to save that history. And there's a few ways to do that. What we're encouraging people to do right now is to do journaling, both video journaling, what we're doing kind of right now even, as well as the written word. Writing down thoughts. What are your feelings right now? Are you angry? Are you sad? Um, you know, capturing the community with photographs, going, when you go to the grocery store and you see those long lines and you see the tape, um, encouraging people to stay 6 feet apart. And then also artifacts. When we tell the story here at the History Center, we do it through exhibits usually. And we were just talking in a meeting not too long ago, what are the artifacts that are going to come out of this time period? I was joking around with a few of my colleagues, and I said toilet paper.
Oh,
Toilet paper, it's one of those things that we stick in that case, along with numerous other things like face masks and gloves and that sort of thing. But I think what we do, not just during this time, but it's collecting that history so we can share it with people later on, and show how people lived.
anything other Kenosha history facts that you like to bring up? I know saw a recent one about that Walt Disney was actually involved in creating commercials for the
Yeah, American Motors Corporation, they had their hands in a lot of things. And American Motors Corporation, AMC, as a lot of people call it, they had a partnership with Disney at one time. And Disney had different ads featuring AMC cars. The one that we shared on our Facebook recently was featuring Jiminy Cricket. So there's just so much history around us. Recently, we shared a video of the All-American Girls Baseball League here in Kenosha. It was the Kenosha Comets that were playing. So we're putting a lot of content, like I said, up on our Facebook page and other places, trying to share that history. If you go through our website and actually go to the top, the education tab, a few years back, we had a major project here to digitize a lot of our photographs in our archives, and people can discover these photographs from the comforts of their home right now. And it's really thousands of photographs that are online and accessible to everybody to learn from the past. And included with those photographs is some information about the area and that specific photograph.
Was one topic that you choose that's very interesting about Kenosha, what would it be?
Well, my favorite topic, and it's really from my schooling background, it's the industrial history portion. So I get really excited about industrial history. I think the fact that Kenosha went from a farm town into this huge industrial center and then has since deindustrialized quite a bit. It's just a really interesting topic. You talk about American Motors and Nash Motors Corporation, the big car companies here, but there was a lot of other companies here at one point too. Simmons, who was making mattresses, Peter Pierce with the fire trucks, McWhite wire rope, and the list goes on and on and on. Actually, just before our closure here, we acquired a Bain wagon, and we brought the Bain wagon home to Kenosha on Edward Bain's birthday. That's one of our new artifacts. Was probably about the turn of the century when this wagon was created. Bain was here in the 1850s and up through about, I think it was 1926 that they finally went out of business and sold the company. But really, those industrial stories are what excites me the most.
All right. Well, if people want to learn more about the Kenosha History Center, website, address, phone number, let's see here. What
Our website is Kenosha History Center. You can call us at 262-654-5770. We are still planning here. Our staff is still hard at work and trying to figure out really what the future holds here. And we have some really exciting programs that we're working on. The library park walking tours, we're hoping that we still get to do a few of those this summer. And we have a lot in store. So you can discover us, like I said, on our website. We have a Facebook page, Kenosha History Center. And we also have a Twitter account at Kenosha History.
Well, the Kenosha History Center is a great source for local Kenosha history. It's a great museum, and the content that you've been putting on. We thank you so much, Chris, for talking with us today, and thank you so much for providing us with all that information.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me on, Jason.